So today we're going to talk about the defense, because that's what everybody's concerned about after the bumper.
What do you mean you don't subscribe to my son's YouTube channel?
Mama, no!
Just snap the damn ball, RJ.
What's up, kid folk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a stat mill. I am on the campus of the University of Oklahoma, where I am going to watch, like many of you, OU take on the Cougars. Now, the spread's 23. I think that the Houston Cougars are going to cover the spread because De'Ara King's just that good. But as I'm walking around, I was doing this thing where I was playing Where's Waldo if Waldo were black and wearing a hat where he looked a lot like Raiden, or ready to go, you know, do some work in that one field.
Hey man, check out the channel because this guy's awesome. He's got some great information. Follow up with it. Man, it's so cool to meet you. Say hi.
Hi.
Ball is kind of what I want to go with.
Go for it. Go for it.
Oh, I already am. Hike the damn ball.
Riley, what's going on, man?
Not much, man, out here, ready for the game.
Very cool.
I think it's going to be about a 54-30 game.
Deuces. Now, I've been asking, what are you most concerned about? Like, what do you want to see? And most folks are like, yeah, I want to see Jalen Hurts have a good game. Yeah, I'd like to see him just, you know, drop half 100 on him and keep it moving. But what most people are most interested in is,
What the hell's the defense gonna look like, RJ?
and I'm like, hey, man, I've been saying, like everybody else, what the scheme is, right? You're going to have 4 defensive linemen that you want to rotate in. You're gonna have that rush in come down there in like a 1'9", sometimes in a 1'7". You're gonna have 2 inside linebackers, and you're gonna try to run 5 DBs whenever possible. All right. Now, what does that mean? It means you're running out the same personnel you did last year. Okay. It means that the scheme is different. And yes, I have been way out in front saying Mike Stoops' scheme was garbage. We needed somebody with some new ideas and a scheme built to take apart modern offensive football. All right. Because you would have thought that going against the historically best offense in all of football, like ever, would have led to the best defense in all of football ever. Wrong. Not even what's going on here, man. No, what you got was getting skull dragged and having to outscore people. And we want Grinch to lead us into this era of, hey, there's no more of this outscoring people. We enforce our wills on offenses. We take the ball back and we give candy bars. I want to change his nickname from the Grinch to the Candyman, because any of y'all seen that movie know that you should be scared. But it's also because you're really limited in what you can give a kiddo. Like, you know, you can't give them money, for instance. NCAA, I'm talking to you. But you can give candy bars for turnovers, and they got this treasure trove full of candy bars for the turnovers. And we've heard Grinch say, I want a minimum of 2. I want 2 every game, because 2 gets you to 24. 24 equals 9 wins, according to Alex Grinch's study and his math. Now, I haven't seen the study, I haven't done the math, but the mathematicians say that he is correct. If you get 24 takeaways, you're going to get to 9 wins. Oklahoma wants obviously more than 9 wins. Oklahoma wants a national championship. So shoot for 30. And if you get to 30, chances are you played a pretty outstanding defense. And if nothing else, you're wreaking havoc because you're trying to go after the ball. So they got this little machine that they used to put in there where they got a little ball, and you go down there and smack it because it gets you in the mentality of trying to strip the ball. Now, he's also been very clear. First guy tries to wrap up the guy that's got the ball carrier, put him on the ground. Next 3, 4, 5 guys, they're trying to get that ball out. They're trying to crank the lawnmower. They're just trying to get after it. So you should see a bunch of strip attempts on guys like Patrick Carr and Kyle Porter and Marquez Stevenson. And of course, De'Ara King, because he has a tendency to try to run around there and treat that football like a loaf of bread, when really all you got to do is pop it. And we're in week 1, which means that there's got to be a lot of mistakes, right? So you just want to minimize your mistakes if you're the defense. I understand that. Offense is going to make some mistakes too. You're going to run the ball a lot more than you used to. Even as Oklahoma ran the ball 55% of the time, historically, underneath Lincoln Riley, you got a tailback at quarterback who you think can throw the ball, you hope can throw the ball, but who has not demonstrated in the past that he can throw the ball deep. And that's what you want to see change about Jalen Hurts' game. Historically, over the 28 games that he started at Alabama, he was just 33% on passes of 20 yards or more downfield. That all needs to change, right? Because you got this weapon on the outside in CeeDee Lamb, and you got these 3 5-star receivers, and you got this outstanding tight end to go along with 2 other outstanding tight ends, but you also got this bevy of running backs that is historically good, according to Lincoln Riley, Jay Boulware, and the folks that are building this offense. And they would know because they had Joe Mixon and Samaje Perine in the same backfield. So all those things you'd like to see come into the works, right? Be some good things, you're going to see some bad things, and we're going to overreact to it, whatever it is we see. But we're really going to overreact if, for whatever reason, Houston decides to pull an upset at number 14 in the country at home. That ain't going to go well. That's a worst-case scenario. You know, I say this about Iowa State. Yeah, Northern Iowa took them to triple overtime, but they got a W, which is what you're supposed to do, all right? And now, while I'm talking about just getting W's, I think we're kind of overreacting to the SEC losses, but they're all really funny, all right? Georgia State got paid $950,000 to go and beat down Tennessee. Memphis is a American power. Yes, they were going to beat up on Ole Miss. And then we got this Mark Morrison concert that broke out in the fourth quarter of North Carolina versus South Carolina. And now we got friggin' Mac Brown doing the Dougie and Hotline Bling in the locker room. Thanks for that, Will Muschamp. That's going to be burned into my brain now. Kind of like Hulk and Ragnarok, where he's walking past and Thor sees it and says, that's burned into my brain. That's Mac Brown's dancing. I don't never need to see that no more. Never again. All right? Never, 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 never. While we're at it, Nevada, stand up. Got a big win against Purdue. I appreciate that. But SEC bottom teams are really bad. They're really bad. They're like bad. And I think you should judge a conference by how poorly the bottom of it is. So like while people are going to overreact to Oregon losing against Auburn, I didn't think Oregon's going to be that great anyway. I'd pick Utah to come out of the Pac-12 South and to win the Pac-12 championship. I don't think they're as bad as we're making them out to be because, you know, it's still fresh, right? That game isn't even 24 hours old when this video goes live. Like, and that's what it is. Justin Herbert still needs some work though, but how about a big win for Bo Nix? Like to see a big win for Jalen Hurts. Everybody's pulling for this kid. Everybody wants Jalen Hurts to succeed, which is why it terrifies me. I want a renegade. I want somebody like Baker, or I take that back. I want Jalen Hurts to be Jalen Hurts. But it would be nice to see Oklahoma kind of bask in the reality that is they do not expect you to do anything this year except disappoint people. You're going to win the Big 12 championship. You might get in the college football playoff, and then they don't trust you. And the way they don't trust Notre Dame. All right? Because one of the things that I'm trying to do is keep an eye on this stuff nationally and how people are not only talking about college football, but how they're talking about Oklahoma, right? Because, hello, this channel is college football and Oklahoma. So, knowing all of that, throw down a marker if you're Jalen Hurts. Let everybody know that you can throw this ball over the mountains and you can complete passes to Charleston Rambo, to CeeDee Lamb, to Lee Morris, to Trajan Bridges. Let everybody know that the defense is no longer the issue and no longer a problem because Mike Stoops is on a sideline holding a clipboard to Alabama in the Duke game. Okay? All right? Let's put away the Brent Venables thing where he goes to Clemson and turns them to an absolute juggernaut. Ugh! Go lay down a marker if you're Oklahoma. All right. That is it for me. There's